In a world of possibilities and challenges, young people need the guidance to unleash their true potential, to discover who they are, and become leaders of tomorrow starting today. Introducing the Self-Discovery Leadership Program, a transformative journey for young minds. I would like to walk you through the transformation of Ovie Inatimi Izibe, a beneficiary of the Self-Discovery Leadership Program from 2016. Let's meet Ovie Inatimi Izibe.
My name is Inatimi Ovie Izibe Kegnobo. I stay at Apo Resettlement Estate, Apo, Abuja. I am currently a student of the University of Abuja, studying agricultural extension and rural sociology. Agric extension is a course that has to do with the enlightenment of the rural communities, especially the peasant farmers, on the latest approaches in terms of agriculture. So I've always had passion for agriculture. I believe that the future is based in agriculture. Hence, that is why I decided to apply to study agriculture and agricultural extension specifically, because I want to be that person to engage the rural farmers, to bring them to the light on the latest methods by which they can, maximize their profit as farmers. Before I participated in the Self-Discovery Leadership Program, I was a student at Community Secondary School at Sokoro. I was in my SS1. I had friends who influenced me into doing many negative things. Fighting, stealing, gambling, the likes. We were the typical stubborn students in a Nigerian secondary school. And I had no purpose. My life was just, you just wake up every day, you see food, you eat, you go to school because other people are going to school. You don't have any reason for doing whatever you do. Very nonchalant and irresponsible, to be honest. It got so bad that at a point, I and my group of friends who were expelled from the secondary school where we were attending. And I broke down. I was at a point in my life where I was, purposeless. I didn't know what I wanted to do and what my future holds for me, because my parents were so disappointed. My dad was like, he was literally like, he's not going to send me to school anymore since I don't want to be educated. And at that point in time in my life, all I wanted was just to please my father and get a second chance to earn his trust. So when the opportunity came for me to attend the Self-Discovery Leadership Program, at first I was like, go and see Dr. Linus Okorie. I'm not sick, I don't need a doctor, I need to go back to school. But my dad was like, just go there, see what you can learn for yourself. And I paid a lot of money for it, so just go there, see what you can learn for yourself. I was like, okay. So he brought me to the program, and that was where everything started. What motivated me to join the program was the fact that growing up in my household, every morning on AIT, you see Dr. Linus Okorie come up briefly for a few minutes to speak on the leadership clinic. During those few minutes, I normally make time to come and listen to him. So already I was expectant, because this is somebody I admire, somebody I hold in high regard, and having the opportunity to meet him face to face was a big win for me. And secondly, my dad was also very encouraging. He was like, you're at a point where you don't even know what you want for your life right now at your age, so you need to go there. It is a self-discovery program. So I was like, okay, let me see if truly I'll be able to discover myself. I think the major change that took place after the first day I attended the program was a change in my perspective and the way I saw life in general. I believe that every individual behaves according to their mindsets, their perspective about life, the way they think, the way they reason, the way they view things. So coming to the program, I had no idea what leadership was. I just had like a vague clue of like when you hear leadership, you know, all this official politics and stuff. But when I came to the self-discovery leadership program, I got to know that leadership has a lot more to do with your character as an individual. Firstly, I discovered that everybody is a leader. You know, you're a leader, you have to believe in yourself and what you can do. I also learned in the first day of the program that me as an individual, I go a long way to play a role in the development of my country, Nigeria. There was, I think, this sense of responsibility that just was kind of like, I won't say it was imposed on me, but it was passed down to me. You know, I began to see myself as somebody that is important to the development of the country, and I couldn't just let myself engage in things that leaders will not engage themselves in doing. Skills I picked up at the self-discovery leadership program. Number one was goal setting skills. Goal setting, we were taught how to set goals, short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. During that class, we were made to understand that, look, life is in stages and you have to plan, because if you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. So at the self-discovery leadership program, I learned how to set goals, and goal setting has been a master skill that has helped me even till this present moment as a student. Every semester, I know I have to set goals and targets on what I want to score, and you know, work towards those goals, because that's the only way I can achieve something worthwhile. Now, the second skill I learned was time management. I realized that, okay, every day you have to make a plan of what you want to accomplish for the day. Build a routine that will turn to habits that will help you to develop the kind of character that you want for yourself. So those two major skills were able to help me to develop my capacity to think in the long term. And as a young adult, when you think in the long term, it will save you from a lot of unwanted situations. Honestly, I began to become more self-disciplined, because whatever decision I was going to take, I was going to think in the long term, ask myself if they will help me to accomplish my goals, and ask myself if that is the best use of my time at that particular moment. The last phase of the program, the third day, we were made to work in teams. Right from a young age, I always saw myself as someone who couldn't do well doing teamwork, honestly. Like, I remember Mrs. Nkiru, she said, together everybody achieves more as a team. I couldn't work with teams before I attended the self-discovery leadership program. That is a fact. But during the program, I learned how to work with teams, and it helped me greatly when I returned back to secondary school. I was the class captain of my class. Later, I became the head boy of my school. I was able to organize so many programs in the school. Was able to hold tutorials and lessons for my mates. I was teaching my seniors further mathematics when I was in XS1. So greatly, I was able to discover that, okay, before I was a shy person, I would see myself as an introvert. I couldn't face crowds, but I found joy and pleasure in sharing my story, because in my previous life, I was a dullard. Academically, I wasn't sound. But after the self-discovery leadership program, with the ability to set goals and work towards them, I achieved great academic success. And many of my classmates wanted to know the secret of my success. So from time to time, I took joy in telling them that, look, I once used to be a so-called bad boy, stubborn and all that, but I went through something like this and my priorities for my life changed. So I discovered that about myself. I have joy in, you know, talking to young people, advising them. If I see my mates that are not doing what is right, I come out and say, okay, look, this is wrong. The skills and values I picked up at the self-discovery leadership program have been a building block of my personality and my character. Right from the moment I went back to the secondary school and when I graduated, I have always been a leader. And by the grace of God, I've been so grateful I attended that program, because I don't know what my life would be like if I didn't go through that program. You see, like, my relationship with people, the ability to, you know, come into a room and you bring light to the place, you talk to people and they want to listen to you because they know that, okay, the way you behave and your character and the way you carry yourself as an individual is totally different from the average Nigerian youth. Most times I can't explain it myself, but I know that if I go into somewhere and just by associating with people, by talking to them and relating with them, they hold me in high regard and esteem. And me too, I wouldn't want to like bring myself down. I see myself as a leader. Everything has to do with the mindset you carry. When you see yourself as a leader, there are some things that you will not bring yourself down to do. There are some tests of character which I've been able to pass. In my university right now, I'm the current course rep over 6 departments and over 250 something students. You know, I've been able to hold tutorials, encourage many of my mates to join the student union government, and you know, help so many of my course mates academically. So I'm really grateful about that. If I didn't attend the self-discovery leadership program, I wouldn't have those basic building blocks of character to be able to influence people. One thing you gain from the self-discovery leadership program is that you have to lead a life of purpose. And that made me to plan my life, let me say like at least 40 years into the future. So when I was writing my WAEC and my JAM, I know that, okay, look, you are taking a major step towards fulfilling your destiny or your purpose in life. Now, nobody knows the future, but I do believe that if we take specific actions today, we can literally create our future for ourselves. So, attending the program, I set goals. Initially, I was thinking, okay, maybe I would join the army, and you know, so that I can defend my country, you know, and do all that. But then, at the point where I finished secondary school, I was like, okay, agric is something that I've always appreciated from a young age, and it's actually a course I want to study. Like right from time, I know I am going to be a farmer, but choosing to be an agric extension officer is a decision I made while I was finishing secondary school. Like I was so clear. My parents were like, agric, why don't you do medicine or engineering? I was like, no, I want to do agric extension. I want to be able to give back and interact with the rural communities. And I'm sure I will definitely make my money there. I want to be able to impact people's lives and help them transform and achieve so many things. That is why I decided to study agric extension.
Wow, what a transformative journey it's been for Ovie Izibe Inatimi. But again, there are so many Ovies in the society who are yet to discover their true potential. That is why the Self-Discovery Leadership Program has been designed to help as many young minds as possible discover their true potential and lead with confidence and competence anywhere they find themselves. So I invite you today to join us on this mission of raising fresh breath of responsible future leaders for Nigeria and the world at large.